Well, here we are in the entrance hallway. So, as I just mentioned to you outside, property's been empty 2 years and it's in quite a bit of a state. First thing that we want to look at whenever we come into a property like this is the electrics. So if I just turn the camera around and you can have a look up here, you'll see that this is a very old electric board. So that definitely needs doing, and that's not a problem with a property this age for a rewire. Now we often find when we come into these properties that the plaster on them are in very poor condition, and even though you might come in and see sort of the decoration like this, which looks very good, quite often we find that the plaster behind these papered walls was in poor condition. But I'm really pleased to say that we've got a solid wall here, so I'm not going to be getting into any hacking off of the plaster. This is going to be a straightforward strip off, prep the walls. I might have to skim to give me that perfect finish for paint, but I'm really not going to be hacking off these walls. One thing that I can show you here is you can see the difference here between this pink and this original, what we call black mortar render plaster. You can see here that this has had some work done to it. So somebody's had a damp proof course injection done here in the past. So that gives us a little bit of confidence about what work's been done. I'll take you into this room. This is the lounge. A terrible colour, of course. Polystyrene ceilings tiles, that's going to be going. And you can see here on this wall there's been some sand cement rendering done, been some repairs. Now the easiest thing for me to do here is to simply build a stud partition across the front, plasterboard it, skim it, and it'll be like new. There's no point us going into the realms of hacking that off if it's not loose. Now it's not, it's very solid. This is a very solid wall, so there's no need to hack this off. It's just the finish is poor. So by the time we mess about with this finish, we may as well just dry line it and go straight across. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be knocking an archway through here, or rather a full opening. I'll be putting in a beam left to right, and I'm going to be opening this room up into next door. So if I show you through into next door. Now a little bit of darkness in here, but this is the second room, and as you can see, if I sort of take you into this corner, it's a substantial room. So when we knock these two into one, we're going to have a very large open plan room. This is a fireplace that's going to be taken away, and then if I just turn the camera around and trying to get your orientation right, we're going to come into what was an original extension as part of this building. Now I want you to notice up here, this is a very traditional Welsh thing. These are the old clotheslines that people would use, because of course there's a fire here. There would have been an open fire, the heat would have risen, and then they would have used these arrangements for their clothes drying. So very traditional in South Wales. Now on top of this original part of the building, they, at some time ago, maybe in the last 25 to 30 years, have built this extension, and this is a kitchen. They've obviously had some leakage from the bathroom above, but interestingly, the fact that we can see the quality of the floorboards underneath, quite often you see we'll find that these floorboards are rotten over time, but we can perfectly see there that those floors and those joists are in very good condition. So again, these tiles will come off, these thermoplastic foot tiles, they've got to go. Now what we're looking to do, because we've got this kitchen, we've got this room here, and if I just show you, we've got a lovely, very long back garden. Now if we try and think of modern day living and how we'd like things to be, the idea here is to open this wall up and make this room one big room. Now, I'm struggling at the moment. I haven't quite got it in my mind how I'm going to do this, but the idea is that we will create a kitchen from that left-hand side coming through here, with perhaps an island, dining area here, and what we ideally want to do is take that window out and drop it to the floor and make a sliding door out into the kitchen, out into the garden. So if we can open all this up, we've got a really modern, spacious, modern effect, and with sliding door at the bottom. So that's an idea, and I'm working on. But what I don't want to do is not have this to work. It's got to flow. It's got to flow from this room through. So if I take you upstairs, there's nothing wrong with these stairs. They're perfectly good and they're quite solid. So if I just take you up. So we've got this poor wall here, as you can see. Now, as soon as I've seen this, that tells me that there is a leak in the roof up there somewhere. As soon as I see that, and if you were to see it, there is going to be a leak up there. So onto the landing, a nice, spacious, open landing with 3 bedrooms. So, first bedroom, which is quite sizable, some 3.5 by 3.5 meters. Then here we've got a box room. Again, this is a single bed room. Now here's the good thing that we found. These walls are plastered. They're in good condition. So even though they've papered these walls, they've been plastered. Now, obviously, we don't want the wallpaper. It's not modern. It's not what we want. So what we're going to be doing is stripping off, as we've already started. And then we will get these walls back, we'll sand them down, and we will then paint them, because obviously we just want a nice smooth finish. We're going to get rid of this Artex on the ceiling. We'll overboard these, or we may put 2 layers of skim. Skim them to get rid of the indulation, and then put another skim layer on. So if I take you into this front room, we found the same. We've got pink walls underneath the paper, which is just fantastic. Because as I mentioned earlier on, downstairs, when I came through the front door, you've got that grey mortar. Now that grey mortar can often become cracked and hollowed. But at some time in the past, these walls have been re-skimmed. So this is just great news for us. We really just need to prep these and get them good for paint. Again, Artex on the ceiling. There's nothing wrong with the ceiling. But if we're going to make this all modern, we really don't want to be seeing old Artex on the ceiling. There's an issue as well with asbestos in Artex. So if we don't disturb it, we haven't got an issue. So basically, as I mentioned, if we can skim it once, get rid of the undulation, and then give it another skim, or we simply overboard it all. Now into this back bedroom. Now this is where we have got the old grey mortar. But again, it's solid. It's in good order. Little bit of hollowness there, but on the whole, nothing really to be concerned about. So what we have, the dilemma here, and it's not a big problem, but to give you the information, to prep that wall, sand it, rub it down, get it into a good condition for paint, the time spent there, you may as well get a plaster in and plaster the whole wall. It'll take him half a day to do 2 walls in a room like this, between they put on the different sets and then finish it off. So at the end of the day, the whole room can be done without a huge expense. Now, as I came up the stairs, I mentioned to you about the dampness on the landing, and here's the evidence of it. There's been some water penetration from the roof here. It's probably the valley, because that extension out there joins in with this main building, and there's going to be some water penetration from the valley. So that's to be expected, and we can deal with that. But you can see that water has caused issues here on the floor. We've taken the carpet up, we've just realised we've got some rotten wooden joists. So that's the effect of a leak in the roof, unattended, can cause other issues further down below. So again, I hope that you find that helpful. So we're now going to go through into what is the first extension, which is over that sort of third parlour room. And of course, this was one room at one time, but then they've run a corridor through to get to the bathroom extension on top of the kitchen. So if I just take you into this bathroom, show you around. So some quite ancient looking suite here. So obviously we'll be taking all this out, but if I show you the view that we've got from this bathroom here, a stunning view, you can quite see that this room, if we can, and it's very sizable as well, and I've measured it, it's 2.8 by 3.2 meters. This really needs to be a bedroom. Sorry, this needs to be a bedroom, and we need to take this bathroom out. So the question is, where are we going to put the bathroom? Well, let's go back into this room. So remember I said about this extension room, which down below is a lounge area, with this corridor, which has left us with this resultant room. So this resultant room here is 2.8 meters wide, and it's just over 4.2 meters long. So it's more than enough for a bathroom in here. The drains are outside, so that gives us the right position. Behind this wall in the bathroom is the boiler and the heating pipe, so everything is just the other side of that wall. That lends itself perfectly for us to have a bathroom here. Now if you think about this, I've got 4 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. So I really need to try and introduce something else. So if I just show you here, if I've got the first part of this room here as a bathroom, which means me having to put a new doorway in this wall, I can utilize that space there for the bedroom the other side and create an ensuite there for that bedroom. So if I keep all the plumbing in this area, I can get my waste away, I can get my hot and cold into this area. So my idea here is I'm going to cut a hole in this wall, just a doorway. I'm going to come into this space. I will have a toilet in this location here, because I'll have a bath, I'll have a basin and a toilet on that wall. I'll have a partition along here. I'll put a toilet in this location because that's the first thing I need to get my waste away. And in this space I'll put a shower and a basin. So I've now got an ensuite to this bedroom in here. So if I just take you back, and literally, for your orientation, there's the hot landing. Here's this main back wall. So this is the wall that I need to cut through here, which is about 300 mil thick, but it's going to be the other side of this partition. So just the other side of this partition, we're into this big bedroom, and straight through there, I can form that opening to create an ensuite. So I'm going to put a video together as we go along through the process, like I have done in the past, and I'll be uploading this into YouTube. So by all means, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can get notifications every time I do a follow-up video in this series. Now, in the past, I've generally created 5 to 7 videos from the very beginning to the very end. So if you're interested in property refurbishment, I strongly recommend that you not only follow this series I'm putting together, but have a look through the Mike Woods Property Expert video files on YouTube, and you'll see a whole host of information there. It's all free. I don't charge for you watching the videos because I just think having been in this industry for 20 something years, and I see a lot of stuff on the internet about the people who've been in the business just a short time, saying how much money you can make in a short space of time with no money, no experience. You will see by watching my videos that you certainly need to get some experience. So I hope you found this interesting, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So all the very best. Bye bye.